What is up, YouTube? No, what's up? No, no. We are back recapping UFC Can Van. Disgusting. Great card. Worst betting night of the year, probably. Right up there. At a time that I could not afford to lose. And I lost it all. Today, we will not even be hunting too much. We will just be sightseeing and breaking down fights. It's gonna go Hirschfeld. Who cares? Friends. It's over. I'm not even doing the hunt. We're getting through the video quick today. Don't really care to put any more of my energy into this card. Um, I will say though, outside of betting performance and everything, fantastic card. A lot happened. Horrible from the officiating and on multiple occasions. But other than that, great card. A lot of underdogs won. A lot of big names lost. It's tough. Um, I just shook. I couldn't believe it. Change the time or something. Yeah, so I mean, we'll start off. I mean, it was really bad. I will say this: if you faded 80%, you had yourself a great night. You probably were perfect. It literally was like that almost. So shout out to those who fade 80% all the time and are consistent with it. You won big. We'll start with first fight. Melissa Croden defeated Tainar Lisboa, third round KO. Yeah, I had Lisboa decision. Obviously did not happen. Lisboa was too open on the feet. Clinch work wasn't really doing anything. Yeah, just, it's just kind of how it goes. It's tough, but shout out to Croden, Canada. You got another one, especially with how some of the other girls did on this card. So we'll see what happens with Croden. But yeah, great win for her. On to the next fight. Yusri Belgaru defeats Azamat Bakoyev by third round KO. I couldn't believe it. I was so high on Bakoyev as a prospect. I was even arguing that he's the most underrated prospect in the division. I was probably going to argue, or I was probably arguing before this fight. Just spamming overhand rights, just staying within range of Belgaru, and Belgaru looked a lot better, to be fair, than I thought he would, but still thought Bakoyev would have done very well, and he did not. He looked horrible. Very disappointed because he also looked like he was in much better shape. That is unfortunate. I had Bakoyev first round KO. He got his ass kicked third round of that fight. Hopefully he recovers though, but tough for Bakoyev. Shout out to Belgaru. Good win. On to the next fight, we got Stephanie Luciano defeating Ravena Oliveira by third round sub. At Oliveira by decision. 0 for 3, starting off. So good. It was a competitive fight, kind of, but I think Luciano was barely edging out all the rounds. I mean, it is what it is. It's tough. It's life. Life is brutal sometimes. Yeah, Oliveira decision, and she got submitted in the third round instead. On to the next fight, though, we got to Jordan Santos defeating Danny Barlow by decision. I had Barlow second round KO. Somewhat of a pretty decent fight, but Barlow I thought was going to get him out in the second for a second there. Um, but Santos persevered, came out with a crazy third round, and rocked and aghast Danny Barlow, and Jordan Santos gets the win, man. So 0 for 4 up to this point. On to the next fight. Bruno Silva defeats Hun Sung Park by third round sub. I had Park decision. I thought doing the Tyara fight was going to be a big help to him getting that type of experience in. Did not seem that way, or maybe it was just a bad matchup for him because Bruno Silva still hits like a truck. I think he knocked down Park towards the end of the first round with a nasty uppercut, from what I remember. Oh, I will see what's in the woods. That's out of range. Out of range. Um, yeah, so Silva does have insane power, and then got the sub. Um, yeah, not. It's crazy. 0 for 5. Um, yeah. On to the next fight. We got Richie Lang defeating Cody Gibson by first round KO. I got this one right in a sense. I had a Richie Lang decision. Did I think he was going to put Cody Gibson out in 21 seconds? No. But am I starting to realize that I have been underrating Richie Lang's power at bantamweight? Kind of, yes. So, Richie Lang, don't think he's going to be that good, but I think he will be a tough out in the bantamweight division. I think he's a lot better at bantamweight than he is at flyweight. Richie Lang, first round KO, 20 seconds he got it done in. So that was awesome. That was a great way to at least think that I was getting back into this card, but I was not. So yeah, shout out Richie Lang, great win there. And didn't even have to go to the scorecards. On to the next fight, we got Drew Dober defeating Kyle Prepolek by third round KO. There is a lot to talk about regarding this fight in terms of the referees and just the fight outcome itself. Um, it was such a weird time that we live in. So Drew Dober had multiple nut shots, but they didn't seem like that intentional. Ref ended up taking away a point. After it's gone on for way too long, um, which is weird because he warned over and then he went back and then took away a point. Probably had something to do with the bias in the crowd and the Canadians and all that, probably. Um, I will say Prepolek looked pretty decent though and was definitely getting his way back into that fight. Problem is, once that point was taken away, Dober went full Yuri. He went for the finish. He knew he was down, or at least he had the mentality as if he was down, and he just put it on Prepolek and got him out of there in the third round. So that was a great performance for Dober. I think both these guys' stocks have risen for me. I literally thought Prepolek does not deserve to be in the same cage as these guys, even after the St. Denis loss. Having that type of war with Dober, I know it's not the same Dober as it used to be, but yeah, much respect. I'm fine with them keeping this guy around. Um, we'll see what happens, but yeah. And then great comeback for Dober. And not even a comeback because he was probably up on scorecards, but Yeah, it would have been sketch. It might have been a draw, but yeah, Dober came out and he did it, man. So shout out Dober. On to the next fight, we got Kyle Nelson defeating Matt Frevola by decision. I had Frevola first round sub. That was like my sneaky one that I was trying to get in there. Boy, did that backfire. You know what I mean? Didn't really shoot. Frevola was just there to kind of hit. Um, Another weird one too because Frevola was getting rocked towards the end of the first round. Mergliata steps in, um, and then yet again they resumed the fight. Like 3 minutes later, they did something similar to this with the Jake Matthews and Magny fight, and they just did. What did they just do last week? That was similar to that too. There was another thing. Like this has been happening far too often. Um, I'm Even though I wanted Frivola to win because of my bets and everything, I'm glad Nelson won because that would have been so bad if Mergliata robbed him of that. And man, we'll see. But yeah, Frivola did not look good. Kyle Nelson, I've never been anywhere near high on this guy, but he's decent. He knows what he's doing. Like he's good enough to be around. So. Even though he was top 15 at one point, and he has a Doo Ho Choi win like fairly recently. I don't know, man. I might need to start putting some sort of respect on Kyle Nelson's name. On to the next one, we got Charles Jourdain defeating Davy Grant by first round sub. I had Jourdain decision. Did it by sub. Nasty knee, flying knee. I'm surprised he got Davy Grant out like that. I'm on the Jourdain bantamweight hype train now. I think he looks way better at bantamweight. I know it's only been 2 fights, but doing that to, I know it's older Davy Grant, but doing it to Davy Grant is no joke, man. He is legit, and he's like trolling like Nate Diaz when he has the guillotine in. Like, it was crazy scenes, man. So excited to see what Jourdain does here. I say one more fight, then he gets ranked, and we'll see what happens from there. Assuming he wins that fight. But yeah, Jourdain looked really well. Club and sub, I had decision. I'll still take that win. On to the next fight, we got Manon Fiorot defeating Jasmine Jasudavicius by first round KO. I had Fiorot by decision in what I thought was going to be a very, very, very not very, very, but like very lopsided win for Fiorot, where she was just going to pick her apart on the feet, on the outside for 3 rounds. Wasted no time, connected, put Jasuda Vicious on the craziest wobbly legs I've ever seen in my life, or at least one of them. She was so hurt and got her out of there around a little over a minute. Insane. So Fiorot shows she's back. Who's next to her? Give her Macy Barber. Fuck it. Let her rock. On to the next fight, we got Eamon Zahabi defeating Marlon Chito Vera by decision. I had Chito Vera third round KO. Tough, man. Chito came out higher volume than I suspected. He had his moments, but I still think Zahabi did win that fight. I do not think it was a robbery. Um, First round was pretty close, but I don't think Chito gets it. Um, First round was pretty close. Second round, clear as day, Chito. Third round, Zahabi. And second round was pretty competitive too after Cheeto dropped him, I'm pretty sure. I didn't think Cheeto, I wouldn't even say this bad because Zahabi has some decent wins now, but man, boy, this Cheeto fall off is pretty rough. And this makes the O'Malley thing even crazier. I don't know though, it was a competitive fight. Um, I don't even know. I don't know. How do you match this up? You know what I mean? Let me see. Let's look at the UFC rankings real quick. Actually, I'm kind of curious. So, what they can do next is they could do. Hmm. Could do like a Cheeto Vera versus David Martinez or Vinicius Oliveira. That would low-key be a fun fight. And then as for Ayman Zahabi, I mean, shoot, man, what do you do with him? Give him Figueiredo. Win our next title fight after that? I don't know. I mean, probably not, but because they're both outside top five. But I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. But Cheeto, like I said, we either want David Martinez or Oliveira. And for Zahabi, I do want the Figueiredo matchup for next title, but I don't know if you can really warrant that. It's just bantamweight's going to be so bleak, and I don't want Umar getting next shot. Oh, might have to do it though. Might have to do that. On to the next fight. We got Mike Mallet defeating Kevin Holland by decision. I had Holland second round sub. Um, Holland just got pieced up. There was a nut shot where he took over 5 minutes. Was an nasty nut shot, but the consistency wasn't there. Kevin looked like he was milking it a little bit. Yeah, I don't know, man. This fight was kind of boring. I didn't really care for this fight. Watching after the first round, I was like, yeah, Kevin Holland's not winning this. It just, the nut shot thing, it's just crazy, man. Whatever. I'm not even talking about those. On to the main event. We got Brendan Allen defeating Reiner de Ritter by KO at the end of the fourth round. I had de Ritter by sub in the third round. De Ritter is horrible. I couldn't believe it. I'm not even that big of a fan, especially after his performance, but I can't sit back here and think it does not have anything to do with the weight cut. And this is nothing to take away from Brendan Allen. I think he is legit now. He has solidified himself as a top 5 guy at middleweight. But that was tough to see. I just I did not get it. Reiner de Ritter looked horrible on the ground. Like there were like a couple moments where I'm like, oh, sneaky, but like it was horrible, man. It's horrible. I'm off the RDR train. I hope he moves up to LA heavyweight. But like, please. Like, I don't want you at middleweight. Move up to light heavyweight. You've done it before. Do it again. Less of a weight cut. Because this is ridiculous. As for Brendan Allen, you could give him Adesanya. You could. Actually, I don't know if you can give him. I do like his call outs, actually. Brendan Allen, I'm fine with Strikers. I'm fine with Strickland rematch. I do like the Adesanya too, but Adesanya would love that too. He thinks that'd be somewhat favorable. Actually, I don't know. Brendan Allen did look decent enough where I was like, oh, he might give Adesanya this type, this older, and I guess you can kind of say unmotivated version of Adesanya. I think he'd give issues, so maybe it's not that favorable a matchup, but yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see what happens, but yeah, I went 4 for 13 this card, 0 perfect, pretty sure. Probably one of my worst ones of the year, at least since I started doing this. Um, I'm very excited, but also very nervous for UFC 321 Aspinall versus Gane this upcoming week. Um, that card's low-key kind of stacked. We'll break that down probably on Friday. Big, big things coming, but we got to get through. I'm so excited for the end of the year. I'm excited for Paramount. We got some things on the way, but cards like these, man, where nothing goes your way, it's just, they're tough, man, but you got to get through them. I kind of learned my lesson not to think if you're going to hit one week, you're going to hit another. You would think I learned my lesson from the past. I have not. Hopefully this time I've learned, after doing so well in that Oliveira card, to thinking that I would translate automatically to this card, and you just get this. I think almost every single underdog won on the card. There were a few pick'ems too, but it was crazy. Great card though if you're watching as a fan, not betting. Great card. A lot went on, so a lot of finishes, a lot of fun fights. So yeah, overall, great card. It's just tough for me, man. But we'll see. We'll go from there. Goodbye, YouTube.